Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. Yes. Back from the UK and here to play with you this evening. Let's just get all the gadgets doing what they need to do. And gosh, look at that. It's working first time. You know, maybe the internet gods are with me tonight. That would be great because I know I'm a little bit early today because I haven't seen you for a couple of weeks. So I thought I'd do double duty tonight and we would actually get 2 items. I'm going to make a cute card, plus I'm going to make a layout. Now, a lot of it I've already done ahead of time to just make it a little bit easier, but I'm going to be using these true blue florals. This is a 12 by 12 designer series paper and I absolutely love it. There are 12 sheets and so 12 different patterns, and so obviously they're double-sided, and let me show you some of them. Now I'm using some of them already, which you can see I've cut up, but let's have a look at all of these pretty patterns. Balmy blue and Night of Navy are the colours. So this one and obviously this one are the same, and that's the reverse side. Super cute. So you can see it's different shades of the patterns. So we have this cuteness. I'm going to see if I can fan them out for you. How do you get your hands on these? Well, this paper pack is actually, you can unlock it with a $75 order and get it for just $5. We love that. We love a discount. Now, when I was with Close to My Heart, we did a similar thing to this, and it was called Stamp of the Month, and it was the same idea. This, it won't always be paper. It'll be a different set of products every single month, and so we've got just 2 days left with this product before it retires. So make sure, if you don't have this, it's limited 1 a month. So if you haven't ordered $75 worth of product, go ahead and that will unlock this product for you for just $5. So it's taken me this long to get round to using it. Yes, I know, I haven't been here, but isn't this cute? So white, balmy blue, and I think I've got all of the patterns. That's just cardstock there. Oh no, there's this one which I've been cutting up, and I'm actually using both pieces of this one. Super cute. I'm going to be using this side and this side. So, and that one is that one. It's the same as that one. So look at all those pretty blues. Blues and white. Always looks really crisp. And it's kind of fun when you use the different sides. It's going to give you a totally different look. So make sure you place your order. You've got today and tomorrow to place your order and unlock this true blue floral designer paper for yourself. Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, without further ado, let's start playing. Let me just move this out of the way before I lose it. Okay, let's start with the card and then we'll go on to the scrapbook page. So I thought that, let me move that, I would use a combination of stamps on this little card and embossing folders. I haven't got all of the product out. You've seen me use it before. You can head over to my website and see all of the products on there, sarahbatkin.stampingup.net. Okay, classic letters. We love a classic letter, and it's got the alphabet. Yes. Now there is a die set, the alphabet a la mode, which also has letters if you wanted to die cut letters instead of stamping them. I like this. It comes on 2 sets. It's clear, okay, and it also has these little florals in it, and then some foreign alphabet characters in there too. I'm also going to use the word hello from the Beautiful Butterfly set, okay? Lots of stuff in the clearance, and I believe the Beautiful Butterflies is on clearance. So I thought that I would use some of this paper, and I've already gone ahead and stamped it just for speed, and I'm going to explain how I did it, okay? Just because, right? Just because. You don't need to sit and watch me stamping for days, and I did stamp a lot on these. So this is the Beautiful Blues paper. I'm going to actually use the stripy side. So I cut it just 1/8 of an inch smaller than the card. But I want to show you this. So when you do it with a dark blue background, super, super cute. But look how different it looks when you flip the paper over. I know it's upside down, just humour me, it doesn't matter because I'm going to cover most of it. But look how different it looks when you flip that over and use the lighter colour. So this could be a birthday card, it could be a get well card, it could be an anniversary card. It just totally changes the look of it when you put that light blue pattern underneath as opposed to the dark blue. I love this stripe, you know I love a stripe. And I've already gone ahead and I've used that alphabet on the block. So how did I do it? The first thing I did is I took my two and I actually lined them up. And the easy way to do this is to take your letters or your alphabet or your numbers, whatever, and line them up on your mat the way that they would be stamped, okay? And so then you would then put your block on top of them and you can actually pick up all of the stamps in one go. So there's my 0 and my 6, okay? The 2 was actually in the middle. I did 0, 2, 6 and I stamped that in one go. Then I took that 2 off and then inked it up and then I stamped it again. And because they're clear, you can see where you're putting them and you can see I've got a lovely clear line on that. Okay, so let's stick some of this together. Adhesive. I had to tidy up this afternoon trying to find things, and because I've tried to tidy up, I can't find anything. Okay, I'm going to use some of the balmy blue cardstock as well, and we're going to be adding that, and I'm going to need my Tombow Mono liquid glue because obviously my embossing is raised, so it's not flat. I could actually pop it up with 3D foam tape. We might do that yet. So let me give you measurements. Let me give you measurements for all of this. Like I said, I cut this smaller, slightly smaller than my card front. So it is actually 3 15/16 by 5 3/8. Okay, so that's one line down from the 1/4.5. Now, I just wanted to have a very, very tiny border around this. If you wanted to have more of a white border on this, you absolutely could. Okay, so let's just glue this piece down and then I can give you the rest of the pieces as we go. Okay, so standard card size, 5.5 by 8.5, scored in half at 4.25. Look how pretty that is. Okay, so this piece is nice and easy. It's 3 3/4 by 5. So 3.75 by 5 inches. Santen nanago kokeru go inches dozo arigato for my Japanese friends. And we are going to just center it on that blue. Okay, so let's get that bit done. Yes, I'm just making sure I haven't missed a step. I'm not back in the habit of teaching. So did you miss me? Did you all have a lovely Christmas? I would love you to post in the comments below what your favourite part of Christmas was. It was just some downtime. I got back the day before Christmas Eve, so it was crazy here. It really was. I'm so appreciative for the friends I was able to get with while I was in England. I met my friend Helen, who you will sometimes see on here. This blue piece is 3/4 inch by 3 3/4. So Sunten Nanago Kokera 010 Nanago Dozo. So 3/4 inch by 3 3/4. And then this piece of the blue paper, which again is two-sided. We could use this side. We're actually going to use it because it matches the blue and with the blue ink. This is 3 3/4, so it's the same length as the blue, but it's only 5/8 inch. So again, I'm going to get that tiny border just like I do around the edge of the card. Okay, you can adjust it, you can make it 1/2 inch if you want, and you just have more of the blue showing. And I'm just going to add some of this because it's just easier. Yep, I met Helen, I met Sarah and Shelley, I met my friend Roger, I met we went out with Rachel and Keith, my sister and brother-in-law. So yeah, Mum is doing a lot better than she was. Ooh, that's just slipped. My nails are way too long to be doing this. Mum is doing better than she was, which is a great relief to all of us. I went to doctor's appointments with her and hospital appointments with her. She's got heart problems, and everything was a bit of a crisis when I left. But when I came back, she's better. I'm going again later in the year, maybe in May, I think. I'm going to go back. I did say February, and she absolutely shot me down in flames and said, no, you don't need to come in February. It's too soon. Okay. It's nice to be wanted, but that's okay. She feels well enough for me not to go before then, but we'll see. We'll see what the results of all the tests at the hospital were, echocardiograms and all of the rest of it. So it was hard leaving her. It really was. I'm going to take some of this white baker's twine. You know that this comes in the set with all of the colours in, right? So this is the Baker's Twine Essentials 155475 Ichigo Yon Nanago Dozo. And we're just going to use that to stick. We're going to stick some twine backwards and forwards on this. Okay. Try not to stick the nails in it. That's the goal. All right. And yes, I could wind it around the whole thing, but I'm going to just a couple of times. Okay. Scissors, I just put them down. So yeah, it was nice to see her. I wish, half of me wishes I could have spent Christmas with her, but I wasn't able to. But she spent Christmas with my other sister, so she wasn't on her own for Christmas, which is good. And so, yeah, that is as much as I can tell you about that. But she was okay, and I speak to her every day, and I see her every day, so that's good. There, but I did miss you all. I did miss you all. Okay, 2026. How cute is that? Let's do hello 2026. Now I'm going to put this flower on it, and I'm going to pop this up as well. So I want to put it about there. Okay, so my ink pad is currently disguised as something totally different. You see, this is what you've missed, right? You've missed the crazy. The Sarah has put stuff down because she tied it up because she wouldn't need it, and now she needs it. I know what we're going to use. We're going to use Balmy Blue because I can't find my Night of Navy. It's here because I had it, but that's the blue in here, so let's use this. Okay, so this is Balmy Blue, and let's just put it there. So hello 2026. Okay, the florals you will recognize. I've used them before. They are the Gallery Blooms. That's that set there. Really pretty. And you can see that I stamped it, and I stamped it in the Night of Navy, and then I just went in with my water brush and I just coloured it in. My water painter, whatever you want to call it. I still call them water brushes because. Right, we're going to pop one up here, and so we're going to need one in the middle so we don't have any sag. And then we'll just put a drop of adhesive on this side, because sometimes you just need a quick and easy little card, and this is it. So the background is embossed. We have so many different embossing folders. If anybody knows the name of this embossing folder, you can put it in the comments. Ooh, we like that. Group participation, right? I apologize, I did not find that out because I was too busy distressing paper, which you will get in a minute when we start on the layout, right? How cute is that? Hello 2026. And I did do another one here. I'm not sure that it needs it. I need to stick that corner down first. Now the centers of the flowers, if I lift this up and show you if the light catches it, you can see they're shiny. The shiny comes from the pearlized enamel effects. Now, I know before you all start hollering, these are retired, but I know you all have them. You bought them because I love them and I've been using them. So I know you have them. So I'm using the white one in out of here, right? So I'm going to use the stuff that I know you actually own. Don't think I need it, actually. Let's just, oh, I just got poked by the dog. we have one large furry muppet floating around underneath my feet. It's all right, I need to just move this across. I hate it when I do this, but hey, we all do it, right? So when you're peeling up anything off your project, go slowly, go gently, and don't, you know, just be patient with it. Don't rip it. There we go. I covered my word hello. That's why I had to lift it up, because it was covering the word hello. So note to self, when you attach a flower to a card, do I need that there? I'm not sure I do. I do need more adhesive on there. I know that much. No, I just peeled it up. Oh, that looks, I do like that. I might stick it flat though. Let's just put a squidge under there. Squidge being the operative term, and it's the technical term for adhesive, a squidge. You've missed me, haven't you? Not so much. You're like, no, Sarah, we did not. And I am actually going to stick that flat, and we're not going to cover the number 6. And I'm just going to hold these down while they adhere. You know, sometimes it's like quick, glue, glue, glue. Come on. That's why sometimes the tape runner is fastest, but that's okay. We don't mind. We don't mind. And it's going to stick out over my card just a little bit. So we'll just snip that corner off. And there we go. Let's put a couple of gems on it. I've got some, what are they called? Rhinestone gems here. So let's just put a couple on the, on this card. I'm going to be using the flowers on the next one, but we'll use this on here. 1, 2, 3. Hello, 2026. I love that. Quick and easy little card to welcome in the new year. Let me have some loving. Show me you like this card. Give me some hearts. Give me some thumbs up. Give me all of the loving, the appreciation for this cute little floral card. But isn't that fun? So easy. So easy. All right. So that was the stamp I used. And as I said, I've already gone ahead and prepped and stamped this next project. Okay, again, I'm using some retired ribbon. You may have this in your stock. You may have another version of blues. We've had a lot of blue ribbon over the last 12 months. This one is Night of Navy. We had another Night of Navy that had the gold sparkles in. That would be really pretty with this. You could use a white ribbon on this next project. You use whatever color ribbon you like. You could bring in a coordinating color with this blue. You could bring in a pale yellow, or you could bring in an orange or a pink. All of those, or a soft green. All of those would look really pretty with this paper. It really would. So you don't have to do a monochromatic look just because I have. You have choices. All right, let me just move some of this to one side because we've got a lot of pieces. So I told you that I had used both of these pieces. So this is the back of this. So this is there's actually another piece that has this same pattern with a line in it. That's the dark blue that I just used on the card. It has the same pattern. And as you can see, I've gone in with my scissors and I have really, really heavily distressed these pieces to make them look vintage and old and tatty. I love this look. If you don't like them to be distressed as much as that, then don't. You don't have to. I'm just going to flip all of these over when I adhere them. So we're going to stick it to the mat. We know this is the 6-inch mark, so we're going to put the first ones down, just a smidge the other side of that 6-inch mark, and then I can adhere them. Okay, so let's just make sure the base is straight for a start. That's going to be the most important thing. Now, if you wanted to do this as a double layer, obviously I've used both sides of the same sheet. You would just choose a slightly different base piece, or choose a slightly different top piece to cut up, and then you could have both bases this color and then have just a slightly different design on the top. Does that make sense? Yes, of course it does. Okay, so what I also did, these pieces are all 1 and I think they're 1 1/4. Let me just double check for you. Hang on. My adhesive is nearly out. There we go. I think they're 1 1/4. Let me just... Yes, they are. So they're all 1.25 inches and they actually line up. So I made sure that I kept them in the same order, okay, as I was putting them on my page. So I've been very mindful of keeping them in that same order. Okay, so I think that is about the distance we want. Okay, so now we're just going to wing it. We're not measuring them. I just tried to make sure that I had a decent gap between this and this, and actually I'm going to just put the adhesive on them and then lie them down. It will be easier to space them because I want to I'll just stick them, oops, not to each other, Sarah, because I want to have a gap at this end of my layout. So whenever you're spacing something and you're not sure, put the first piece and the last piece down, and then you can equally space the other two. Okay, so I just brought it in a little ways from the edge. So that means that these two are going to go something like that. Die-tie, which means approximately. Okay, it's easier to eyeball them, right? And just, so this is the beauty of putting the adhesive on first. You put the adhesive on and then you can put them down, something like that. And in fact, I'm going to move that one over just a spot. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to do the same thing with these three, keeping them in order again. Still, hang on, don't put adhesive on when it's on your page. Take your pieces off to the side when you put adhesive on them, because you don't want to get adhesive on your base, obviously, but make sure you keep them in the same order. Now, if you have a pattern where it doesn't matter, you can actually, you know, you could mix and match. You could also use different patterns of paper. That would be also super cute. You know what I've done with that one piece? This piece is upside down. Let's peel that up very carefully. Yeah, because the pattern's upside down. So that's the other thing to be careful. Make sure your pattern, if your pattern is a specific pattern, make sure you've got it up the right way. All right, that's the end piece. All right, so let's just move these across again. Let's put my end piece down. And this one is going to come in a little bit more on this one, just because I can. Something like that. Yeah, we like that. Yes, yes, yes. Again, making sure your pattern is the right way up. You don't want up one piece that's going the wrong way like I just did. You see, I make the mistake so you don't have to. See, aren't I good? I just take one for the team. Look how pretty that is. Oh, I love that. Okay, so there's my base done. Okay, make sure I'm on camera so you can see it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of 1.25 by 12. Okay, I love that. All right, the next piece to go down is going to be this piece. This is a white piece, and this is 7.25 by 8.25. So 7 1/4 by 8 1/4. So Nana ten ni go kokero hati ten ni go. And I haven't distressed this, so we're just very quickly going to, with my scissors or with a distressing tool, whatever you've got, I'm just going to rough up the edges. And I did do the edges of my base as well. So it's a very monochromatic look. So again, we're going to put some adhesive on this one. All right, and we're going to stick it down. This is one of those layouts that I'm like, oh, let's put a bit here and let's put a piece here and we can add a little bit there. It's going to be one of those layouts where I decide where I want things. I do want it over here just a little bit. So it's approximately 2 inches from the top, and it is approximately 1.5 inches in from the side. Approximately, very approximately. All right, now I've got all sorts of die cuts here on my table, so I'm having to be very careful that I don't lose them all. So please hold while I try and detangle them from whatever I've got. Okay, I have a blue a piece of this paper. I thought this paper looked really pretty with it. Again, you could have had the plain side if you'd have wanted. Remember that some of the patterns are specific. I like this. I want to bring in some of this darker blue, and this piece is 7 inches by 8 inches, and I'm going to heavily distress it. And for those of you who don't know how to heavily distress, take your scissors and you're going to be rough with it. And I'm going to try and stand up and get closer to the camera so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm really pushing into that paper. You can support it with your fingers. Okay, so I'm really pushing down. If your scissors are sharp, you'll find that it will do that. So you'll get this triangular tear in it, which I absolutely love. Just hold the edges together as you work your way back, and then you can pull this in and you can roll it over and scrunch it up and give it that antique look, which I am very, very fond of, as you know. If it isn't scissor distressed, you know Sarah probably didn't make it. Although, ignore the last card. The card I just made, I did not scissor distress. That was for speed. We just needed it to be together fast. Okay, so this paper is so, so pretty. Tell me in the comments if you already have this, because I absolutely love it. And Ada is saying she loves all of the texture. Me too, me too. So let's fold this bit in, and we're going to fold this one down. Okay, we like that. We like that a lot. Okay, let's have one going that way. So yeah, it gives it that like shabby chic look that was so popular a few years ago, and is still popular with Sarah's. Sarah's love all the texture. Okay, let's just put this on. Let's just do some of that, because it's actually quicker for me to do that. Remember just to use a skinny line. It doesn't need gallons of adhesive on it. Stuff's super sticky. It's not going anywhere. All right. Yeah, I love the texture of this. Wendy says it looks like wallpaper, and it does. Okay. I'm so glad you missed me. All right, I've cut a piece of ribbon. So this was Night of Navy. It's an old ribbon. Use what you've got and be okay with it. Okay, and I think I want it somewhere about there. So I'm going to actually cheat, because I'm going to run some adhesive on here just to hold it in place, because I'm not going to battle it this evening. I don't feel strong enough. It's been a busy day. Actually, I need to go up. Yeah, we'll go up a whisker. We'll go to the 4-inch mark, I think. Yes, something like that. Ooh, pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay. We like that. So it looks straight, kind of, sort of. Kind of, sort of. Okay. Now, in a lot of the kits, we end up with sheets and sheets of these little circular glue dots. If you've used the kits, these are brilliant, especially if your nails are excessively long like mine. You can use the edge of your scissors just to peel them up, and then you just fold it down and it sticks it where it's meant to be. So you can use these for ribbon, not just paper pieces. So if you find you've got some pieces left over from a kit, a card kit, or a paper pumpkin kit, then use them. Don't throw them away. I'm a firm believer of using whatever you've got. You know, crafting supplies are not inexpensive when you've got lots, and so you don't want to be throwing stuff away. I just want to make sure that this is straight before I go any further. There. Oh, we like that. All right, let's start decorating. I have a 6 1/4 by 4 1/4 photo mat. So it's a standard photo of 4 by 6, and so I thought I'd do just a 1/4 inch larger. So it's a standard photo mat, 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. Okay. Yes, you end up with a lot of bits, and it's going to go something like that, but I do not want to stick it down in its entirety just yet, because I'm going to stick stuff behind it. So let's just put a photo mat in the center of that, like that. So we had turkey for Christmas Day, because that is traditional to have it. Turkey on Christmas Day. Yes, we had it for Thanksgiving. Yes, we have it 4 weeks later for Christmas, and we love it. I'm very happy about that whole situation. All right, it's coming together. Do you love it? Now, I had a lot of dies left over from a previous project. Who of you cut things for a project or a workshop, and then you end up with all these pieces left over and you don't know what to do with them? I keep them in just a little baggie, a little clear bag, and then I just use them when I'm doing a project like this. I pull them out and I'm like, oh, what have I got left? So I had some of these white pieces left over, and I'm like, oh, they'll go, right? I had some, these are Night of Navy. No, they're not. They're Misty Moonlight. I lie completely. And these pieces I cut out, and I didn't have enough of the balmy blue cardstock I needed. So, you know Sarah, I took a piece of white cardstock, so I'm trying to pull it out of my embossing machine. I just swiped down with my ink pad and then waited for it to dry, and then I cut out my leaves out of it. So if you don't have the coordinating cardstock, create your own, okay? Don't go without and think, oh, I can't make it because I haven't got it. Take some white cardstock and ink it up, right? I have a Night of Navy one here, which I quite like. I think I need to pull in some more blue. Now, that same alphabet that I used on the card, I stamped up on a piece of cardstock, and then I'm going to put 2026. Brand new year, new beginnings and all that good stuff. I have one of these flowers that I used, as I say, from the previous card, and all I did is I just chopped off all the leaves, okay? So we're going to put a smidge of adhesive on there, just like so. And then I'm going to put my 2026 on there. I already went ahead and put the 3D foam tape on the back of it, just for speed and quickness. Takes me longer to peel the backing off it. Okay, here we go. Ooh, pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Just that little bit of flower poking its head out. We like that. So this is going to go something like this. So all about new beginnings, right? There's some more flowers. I have some tags here. I have a bow. I prepared everything. So you know that these are my favorite tags. Never gonna not use them because we love them, right? So we're gonna tuck these in here and have a bit of a cluster going on, right? So that's the goal. Okay, so as always, when I'm, let's pop these up. Let's pop them up. When I'm doing anything like this, I like to lay my items out on the page to see how I want them. Okay, you can move them around, get your base pieces stuck down, and then you can fiddle with the remaining pieces. I don't want to cover up too much of this photo mat, right? And then I'm going to overlap the other blue one. And then I'm leaving plenty of space between it. And people say, oh, you're being really skinny. It's not going to sag because the pieces are close together. But it means that I'll be able to tuck the stems of some of these flowers in behind it. And we're not going to overlap that photo mat too much. And we're going to do this one on here. It's smaller, so I don't need anything behind it. We'll just put a bit of a squidge on there. Now, usually when it's a journaling spot, I like to draw some very, very faint pencil lines. Just makes life easier, but for this one, I haven't. Okay, we like that. I like that a lot. And my bow is going to go here on the top. Okay, so let's stick some of these glue dot thingamabobbers. I don't know what you want to call them. I think glue dot thingamabobbers work very well as a description. And the scary bit about it is you know exactly what I'm talking about. So be afraid. I don't know whether anybody's got anything planned for New Year's Eve. I am going to bed early, I think. I'm not doing anything. My mother always works on the basis it comes in very well without her. She's been ignoring it every year for the last 93 years and it still comes in without her help. In her words, not mine. And sometimes we do have friends round and I haven't organised anything as yet, but we might do yet. It's nice to spend it with friends, although, as I say, December has caught up with me and all the running around and the worry about mum and the working beforehand and all of it, it's actually been nice to have a little bit of downtime doing nothing. Okay, I have some flowers here where the leaf is, and then I have this one, and if you look, I cut that large leaf off because I wanted it to come around the side of this, like so. I do like that. Okay, again with the 3D foam tape, and I'm going to stick this down with a line of adhesive, and I'm just going to stick it down along the bottom. I'm not going to stick it down along the top because you know we're going to be sliding a photo up underneath there. I do want it to come down a whisker. Okay, something like that. Okie dokie. We're getting there, we're getting there. Yep, flowers. Oops. Now, okay, remember your adhesive is wet, Sarah Caroline. And then we'll put flowers coming up something like that. I think it needs to come down a bit and then across a bit. Yes, like that. Okay, we're going to need some more 3D foam tape. We're going through the 3D foam tape today. Shocker, I know, not. Why are you not surprised, right? Okay. And then I'm going to tuck in my leaves behind it. Get your main pieces in. You can come in and you can tuck in the other pieces around it. That is taking a minute to dry. So that's okay because we will just tuck that underneath there. Sorry, it's stuck to my nail. This is a problem. There. And then we're going to stick this one coming up there. So it looks like that's tucked in there. Beautiful. We like that. Are you liking this so far? I think this paper is so, so pretty. And I think it's really versatile. The dark blues give it more of a masculine feel. Okay, I've added flowers to it. I know. But it doesn't have to be. You know, that stripy one that I used on the first card, you know, could be the base for a masculine card. It can be really used for anything you wanted. 3D foam tape is sticking to everything. Oh, I like that. All right, let's get some of this down. I know that this piece is going to go in here underneath the photo mat there, like so. We know that's going to go in there, but I'm going to stick that down in a minute. All right, so I want to have some blue up here. So let's just pop that, something like that. And then we will have some of the blue coming out down here. I know we want some of the dark. So again, when you've got a stem that's too long, just snip it off. And then suddenly it becomes a whole lot more manageable. So we've got 1, 2, 3 coming down the page with that very, very dark blue. Okay. And I can even come in more with, I can poke it in even more. These are Misty Moonlight. They're a little bit smaller. And again, I can come in behind stuff and tuck it in. I know they look really dark right now, but bear with me. Okay. We're going to come in with, oh, got stuck to my, no, I don't like that there. We'll come in with that in a minute. And again, let's snip off these really long stems. They are too long. Okay. And then we're going to come in with some white. I'm going to finish off this corner up here because it's driving me nuts that it's not finished. Okay, we like. And no, I don't have any dark blue, a lot of dark blue, but the flowers pull that dark blue across, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm not sure it needs the extra blue one in there. And you know, with something like this, it's just a matter of faffing about with it. It's another very British word. You're faffing about, you're messing around with it. I do have some of this I could put up here as well. Oh, I think I might need it actually, which just blows my 3 thingy out the water, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. Okay, let's stick some of this down. We're going to need adhesive, and we're going to use the silicone mat, right? So we love this mat. It'll make it easier because it just comes off easily. I'm going to tuck that in the back. It's very, very dark. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to need another one. This could be the 5th. It's not quite the same tone, but it's not bad. And I'm just going to snip the end off that because, again, we don't need it. Easiest way, put yourself a puddle. You know the drill. Give yourself a puddle. Tap the ends into it. And then we're just going to tuck it underneath, so you can see why I only stuck that photo mat down in the middle for this very reason. Yeah. Again, we're going to tap it into the adhesive and then again tuck it in. I want it to look really kind of, these give it almost that lacy feel, which I really like. Okay. Let me squidge out a little bit more. Again with the squidging. Again with the squidging. It was really weird being in England without the family. It was, I missed you all. I missed the family. I missed that little bird of mine. Oh, and we like that. Yes, right, 3D foam tape. We are going to put it, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Put them at the ends. It was weird getting ready for Christmas and not being here. Or not getting ready for Christmas and not being here, which is more to the point. If it hadn't been for Victoria and Robin and Catherine, there wouldn't have been a Christmas tree at all because it just didn't go up before I left. Does mean that I can keep it up till about March, you know that. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, so I'm not too mad about this. We need a whole heap of white up here. There's a lot of blue and not much white. I think we need to cut this one down hugely. Okay, maybe I'll just peel up this and just stuff it in down there further. Yes, there we go. That holds that in place. All right. This is how my brain works. This is the scary part of Sarah's brain. When it works like this, I need it to come out underneath here. That's what I need. Let's chop that off. I love chopping off a stem and getting rid of it. And then, as I say, I'm going to use these flowers because they're popped up on 3D foam tape. I'm actually going to use them to hold the ferns in place. Why not? I'll come back in and stick the ends down in a minute. I'm just doing this for speed. Okay, let's pop some of this in, shall we? Yeah, okay. Dip that in the glue. Yep. And then we'll just tuck that in underneath. Oh, I like that. Okay. Almost finished. I know there's a lot going on it, but I actually really like it. I'm not sure I love that one. No, I don't love that one at all. So it actually looks better without it on there. Right, let's get rid of that. We will pull it back in, but it doesn't need to be there on the end. It needs to be somewhere in this cluster. Again, this is the scary part of Sarah's brain. Welcome to the insanity. Now, if I'd thought about it, I would have actually come in and painted some of these white ones with the Wink of Stella to make them sparkly. But I didn't. And that's okay, right? Because sometimes you just do what you got to do. Okay. Okay, stick. Don't wiggle. Yep, I like that there. And we can put this one coming out underneath here. Really needs to tuck in. Oh, okay. Not mad about that. So let's just put a whisker. I don't want to pull it back out again, so let's just put a dollop of adhesive on that. There we go. Just hold them in place. I like that one there. I do. And then we'll put this one coming out from in there, but it needs to be way shorter. So we'll just go snippety snip. And now this one is a whole lot shorter and will fit in that space, hopefully. And we've got the dog serenading us in the background. Okay. Let's just hold that in place a second, and then let's, oh, okay, so this one needs a little bit of loving. So let's just pop a little bit of adhesive on this. I obviously don't have enough, and that's okay. That's an easy fix. Love an easy fix. Right. There. Got it. Just hold it in place a sec. We're nearly done. It needs some gems on it. Of course it needs gems on it. But of course it needs gems on it. So what part of it needs gems on it is unexpected. Nearly finished. Nearly finished. I'll just tuck that under there. Okay. Right. Let's get the flowers, and we're almost done. Do I need another flat? Oh, I've got sticky fingers. Do I need another ribbon bow? I think I might. Let's just tie a bow really quickly. You've seen me do them before. Hang on, let's just get the glue off my fingers so I can tie a bow. Move that out of the way. Let's move this out of the way. Okay, let's see if we need this bow. So you're going to take it, you're going to make a loop, go round, like you're tying a shoelace, right? Poke it through, and then tighten it from the back. Don't pull it from the bows at the front. Pull it at the back, and that will tighten it up. My hands are excessively sticky at the moment. Okay, where are the scissors? See, I put them down, and they're now cunningly disguised as something else. There we go. Whoops! I think this is them. All right, let's just snip these. This is not the scissors I wanted to use. They are also covered in adhesive. Not one of my better moves. I don't know where my super sharp scissors are. Right, do I? No, not there. I do not like it there at all. Do I need it over here? Meh, I don't hate it there. I don't hate it. What do you think? I quite like it there, actually. Yes, we will put it there. And I will snip it. Where are my glue dots? I have glue dots. Here they are. And then we're just going to add in the, what are these called? These are called Hues of Blues flowers, which we love that. We love that. It all coordinates, and they're the same colours. So you've got this blue. This is almost Secret Sea, actually, but, sorry, cloud cover, but they work. And then this dark blue is very, very similar to the Night of Navy. And then this blue in the middle is like the Misty Moonlight, which, again, we love. So I'm going to be using a combination, or I could just use the white ones. There are white ones up at the top underneath this edge of the wrapping. You can see them here. I've got a second pack. Okay, I like that. Okay, so just like the card, these were stamped in Night of Navy ink and then just water brushed. Super easy to do. Super easy. Oh, the white ones for sure. Okay, here we go. Let's find a pokey tool. Oh, look at this cute pokey tool. Yes, I do have my take-a-pick tool, but my friend brought me this cute pokey tool the other day as a gift, and so we're going to be using it. Unfortunately, everything is sticking to my fingers because I am gluey. So it doesn't matter what I pick my flowers up with, they're going to be sticking to my fingers and not to any tool that I decide to use, because hashtag look, sticky fingers. Right? Who needs a take-a-pick tool when you have adhesive on your fingertips? Not the ideal way to do this, Sarah Caroline, but it's okay. My dad always used to call me that. Come along, Sarah Caroline. Takes you back, right? I was never in trouble. So a lot of people say, oh, well, I knew I was in trouble when my dad used to call me by my middle name. I never was. It was always a term of endearment. So it was, come on, Sarah Caroline. The only person that calls me that. Nobody else called me that. Not even my mum. My mum doesn't even say it. But my dad did. Oh, I quite like that. Do we need more? Of course we do need more. More is always more, right? Let's use some of the small ones around. Let's just dot them in. And they always look like blossoms. And I have them, right? So, hey, why would we not use them? I have more of these and you can shake a stick at. Let's use some of the small ones on here. Got a whole new sheet. There's no stopping me now. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. Let's get that out there. That out of the way. Okay. I think we're good. So, what do you think? I think that is a perfect layout for new beginnings and a new start for 2026. The year of the snake is just heading out. The year of the horse is coming in. So the year of the snake apparently is shedding old things, and a year of transitions and change. And then the year of the horse is still changing, but I think it's more of the transitioning into what life is going to be. And I wish that for everybody, my family, my friends. I wish you a happy 2026. I hope you like this. I hope it's given you a smile. I hope it's given you some inspiration, and you now have ideas of what to do with this pretty blue paper that, as I say, you've got today and tomorrow, and then it will be gone. So make sure that you unlock it for just $5 when you place your order at sarahbackin.stampinup.net, and I will see you next week. Bye.